Hope everyone's doing okay and that they're finding their leveling piece on Oakland. So far, I've made it up to level 15, and I started in Qeynos, and I worked basically the trash zone outside of Black Burrow till like level 4 or 5, maybe 6. Then I went inside Black Burrow, leveled up to maybe like 10. Then I went to the bandit camps in West Corona. I pretty much did the bandit camps till like 13, 14. And then I'm moving into Lake Wraith Tier. Not even sure how that's spelled, how to say it right now. But I moved there and I'm doing the Knolls, which have a fast respawn timer. Very good camp that's mapped in the guide that's actually in my background in this video. Located at everquestguides.com. It's a site that I put a bunch of content up on and I don't really keep it updated, although I do add some things to it. One of the things that is on there are classic grinding guides that I made for Classic, Runes of Kunar, Ilias. I'd meant to do Planes of Power, but I'd already started doing my power leveling videos and guides, which are also on the site. And then there's a bunch of articles like on the best 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Speaking of boxes, I realized that there is a massive difference in what you should pick to start out when you have no platinum and no gear and you're not going to sell Qeynos for platinum. Because the traditional 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes that I picked pretty much irrelevant unless you have some cash or some items. I had to struggle bust it with a warrior that was using a starting sword and then a rusty sword of some type, and then finally some bronze weapons. Couldn't even afford like one of those Wolfenite chips or fragments that were 39 platinum just for the level 10 one when I did get level 10. For this naked barbarian warrior that cannot hold aggro worth shit, not even over a bar, not over pretty much any class in the group. Now I probably should have went like an SK or something that had some type of spells so I could at least have a chance at holding aggro. Even though the warriors are like that end game, like main, like raid tank, gotta have it. If you have no platinum and you have no items, they're absolutely horrible. And the group makeup is actually, when you're starting in Classic and you don't have anything, you really just want mages. And I'm coming to find that out that the beginning starting setup on a brand new server without any items and no plan to buy stuff or buy platinum or trade chrono, you really should have in your 6 box 2 to 3 mages. And then with those 2 to 3 mages, obviously you're going to have to grind and save up some money for the pets. Once you get those pet spells, I think them early as level 2, like it's just a freaking breeze at that point. You don't even need CC or anything like that because you got 2 or 3 pets running around. What I would recommend then for 6 boxes, at least 2 to 3 mages. The other 3 classes or 4 classes that you have in your 6 box, I would go ahead and put the classes in that you actually want when you do get the 6 box, and then I would go back and replace the mages as you get platinum and other items and stuff like that where you can twink some of the characters a little bit. I would go ahead and kind of power level them up to your group and then have a traditional 6 box, which normally doesn't include a mage. You could have a mage and a 6 box in the Classic, but I have another video on my channel for the best 6 box combos and other types of combos if you're interested in checking that out. If you are truly starting fresh and you have no friends to assist you or give you platinum, no items, and you don't plan on trading chrono, it's mages all the way. I probably will make a video on like the top class picks for this scenario, and mages are, no surprise, going to be the #1 sought after, #1 top pick for how I would rank the classes when you're starting off fresh without any type of power level, any type of assistance. The SK Shaman duo, which is hands down the best 2 box combo ever for longest part of the game, will be a little bit of a struggle. You're going to have manaless Shaman, and you're going to have an HP-less tank, and you're not going to have good items or be doing much damage, but eventually that combo will come around. Now you do have the option of starting evil, so you can get those big strength and stamina stats, so you know, like a troll SK or something of that sort, and a troll shaman would be a perfect evil duo. However, if you're going to start something where you're going to run a barbarian shaman down for a human SK, it's going to be a bit of a struggle bus to start until you get that platinum, you get that spells, and you get a few items. Banded armor is fairly cheap to make yourself and level up if you can get a hold of the ore. That is definitely an option to get going, is to just go ahead and farm your own ingredients and make some type of banded or rawhide armor, whatever you can get your hands on. What I really want this video to be, not just me giving leveling advice, like I'll link my leveling guide in my zones, which again is in the background behind me. It looks like that, where I've got the minimum level, the high level, where it's at, description, how big the camp size is, respawn time, and what I think the popularity will be for that in-era expansion. Like I said, when I made that Everquest Classic grinding guide, I was trying to look for some of the biggest camps with the fastest spawn times, because on Mischief, when you're grinding, you can twink the shit out of your characters because it's all tradable loot. However, now I'm looking at the guide again, and instead of those 15 plus camp size with fast respawns, I'm looking at what can my group handle. Currently at the null camp I'm in, I'm just camping 2 spawns because it's pretty fast respawn, and that's keeping me pretty occupied. I tried to do the side with 4, and that was too fast for me. Things were respawning before I was killing, and I kept wiping. Died so many times, it's not even funny. You've probably seen my corpses scattered across that whole west side of the game. On something like Mischief or a server where you actually have items, like even a single good weapon on any of these melee characters would make the difference. I could easily do a whole camp of 9-10 spawns, no problem, even if they're a little bit higher level. However, don't have that option when you're starting fresh and you're not getting any type of assistance or platinum. One thing I do need to mention is bind spots. I have a barbarian warrior, druid maybe, that starts by Surefall Glade, and then the other 4 characters are in Qeynos. So when I first started out, the bind spots were all over the place, so every time I wiped, which was a lot, I had to run my ass from Hallis through Everfrost Peaks, through Blackburrow, all the way across, and then I'd run my druid from the north all the way down and try to kind of match them up as they're coming in the zone to get to Blackburrow. Figuring out where you can bind is probably key, and as soon as I got level 10 on the cleric, I was able to rebind my characters in certain spots. However, you can only bind in cities. I did find that there's a gypsy camp in North Corona that you can actually bind at, and you can also bind in the arena, which is where I'm bound now with all my characters because it's a closer run to Lake Wrath. If you don't set those binds and you go ahead and run across 4 or 5 zones like I was doing, the corpse run is just so long and it's just very frustrating. So what I'm hoping that this video turns into is, again, not just me telling you where I would level. I want to actually know where people are leveling. If you got any tips, tricks, I want someone to come to this video and then go through the comments, kind of like a Reddit post, and start reading comments of where people are succeeding and what they're doing, what type of tips, strategies, tricks, what type of zones they found helpful, what type of classes they're playing. Are they 2-boxing, 3-boxing, or is this a good camp or good spot for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 box? What are the classes you got? What classes are you succeeding with? What type of struggles are you going through like I've been going through? I'm definitely riding the struggle bus on this one. It's been a long time since I started fresh without even trading chrono for platinum or for items. Just getting my warrior a good weapon, which wouldn't cost too much at all, would make the difference. Some of these camps I'd just be clearing them because of the damage would be absolutely insane. Don't even have fine steel weapons, and I'm running around level 15 hitting shit and barely doing any damage, so everything's got to be coordinated. I could easily cave and go ahead and blink these characters out a little bit. I have a lot of chrono I could sell, but I'm kind of just remembering what the game was like in this brutal original format, and I don't think that I'm going to actually use any outside help or sell any chrono. I think whatever I farm and can sell, or items that I get from drops, is what I'm going to keep, because this is just a fun group. I have 7 characters going now. I started with a traditional 6-box combo. I dropped the shaman for an enchanter because I needed crowd control because the fights were lasting too long, so some mess help. And then I added a mage. I actually have 7 characters that I'm rotating through the 6-box, which I guess is not very efficient. I did end up dropping one of the monks for the enchanter, and the shaman I dropped for the mage. I'll probably have to pick those characters back up. But that's where I'm at. Go ahead and leave your favorite spots or spots that you level in, or maybe even your progression to whatever from the start to what level you're at now, each zone by zone, or leave some of your favorite spots or recommended spots. Let's turn this into a helpful post for new and returning players, or people like me that kind of forgot what it is to start fresh on a classic type server without any type of assistance. I think for this server I'm just gonna relive the old-fashioned moments of, 24 years ago. Thanks for watching, and please do comment below, because that's kind of the point of this video, because I really do want this video to be a helpful video for everybody else. And I'll see you on Oakwind.
We got P99, we got TLP, we got private servers and tests that's free. Some of us pay, some of us don't, some of us play, some of us won't. Did you just break my mess? Did you just train me? Did you just miss a healing? Are you gonna rest me? And please, I need a sow, and please, I need a rest. Please, I need that sword, I'll take what you got.